I thought that, I just said downstairs, I thought the first half they were the aggressor. I thought they set the tone for the game. We've got to learn from that. I thought that in the second half we were much different. You know, obviously you look at 8 turnovers in the first half to 1 in the second half. 1 offensive rebound in the first half to 8 in the second half. Our 3-point defense in the first half versus our 3-point defense in the second half. Thought we were a little bit nastier on the ball. I thought that offensively we missed some shots in the first half where we got some good looks. I wasn't real concerned about that. I was more concerned about us being a little bit soft with the ball, but we got that cleaned up. I thought our guys responded really well. I thought the biggest thing in terms of individual play is tonight was a great lesson for some of our guys, because some guys that practiced really well the last 2 days played really well tonight. That doesn't always happen, but most of the time it does. I might deal doing this now for 20 years, and some guys that we had to, you know, kick them around a little bit yesterday didn't play as well today. They weren't ready to go. And so hopefully that will, you know, teach them a very valuable lesson, that you have to bring it every day. And you have to approach every game the same way, every practice the same way. Every day matters, and we got to grind every day. You know, I thought that these 2 guys that are with me grinded the last 2 days, and then they grinded tonight. You know, I thought Ray, from start to finish, was really locked in, played like he practiced, and, you know, really influenced the game at both ends. As I said downstairs, I was really proud of Kaz. I said it on the radio as well. Things didn't go great for him in the first half. You know, it's his first regular season game. He zeroed a 3 assist attempt and a half. His shot hadn't gone in, and, you know, made a couple of errors here and there, but he didn't let it get to him. I really appreciated his mental toughness. And then the second half, I thought, you know, he took care of the ball, he defended, he made some big shots, and part of that's probably him being old and, you know, being around the block or two, and not letting the first half really, you know, gobble him up. I thought that was really encouraging. And, you know, these guys both practiced well and earned the right to play well tonight. For us to be as good as we can be, we need everybody hitting on all cylinders. We didn't have that tonight. And so the challenge will be here in a very quick turnaround with 1 day to get ready for 5 o'clock tip on Sunday. And work hard tomorrow to be better and play a more complete game from an effort and physical disposition and toughness standpoint on Sunday than we did tonight. Questions for the players?
Ray, you've been talking about improving your shooting in the offseason, something you've worked on quite a bit. Are you more confident taking those shots now than you were in the past because of the work you put in?
Yeah, I mean, just put in a lot of work, and coach said from open, just let it go.
Aaron, which of their defensive sets do you think confused you guys the most?
You know, some possessions they were pressing, some they weren't, some they were in zone, some they were man. So first half I think it bothered us a little bit, but second half we kind of settled down and took care of the ball and adjusted to the defense.
Aaron, you personally, did you settle in a little bit in the second half and get more comfortable out there playing with these guys?
Yeah, I was a little anxious and, you know, a little hyped up to play. Being my first game in a long time, so, you know, I made some plays that, you know, I don't normally make. You know, coach wasn't too happy about, but, you know, I settled down a little bit in the second half and was more comfortable.
Ray, LeBron throws down that alley dunk at 16-5 and there's all this energy. Were you surprised, you know, given where it was at that point, how the rest of the half played out?
So my first half.
The first half, yeah.
I mean, we just had played better defense in the second half. I mean, they came out through the first punch in the first half, and they answered. You know, we just answered in the second half.
A follow-up on that, wasn't that pass meant for you?
Huh?
Was that pass meant for
I mean,
you?
it was meant for whoever dunked it. So.
He was right there, and then he kind of came in and took it.
Yeah, I mean, but we just want to focus on the defense and try to get better at our defense.
Ray, we always talk about chemistry with an offense. Defensively, as you got new guys and Tom Tracy, what's that process been like to get some chemistry defensively?
Just come prepared like every day, listen to our coaches, trying to get better at defense, watch the film, just seeing the areas we get better at.
Is that it for the players? Okay, let them know.
All right, folks. Get some rest, guys. Hydrate.
What was the struggles on, how did you see the struggles on rebounding? How frustrating was that part of the I thought they just out-hustled us. I thought they played harder than we did in the first half. In the second half, I thought we really competed and showed a lot of grit. And I wish I could give you a more complicated answer than that, Shannon, but that's really what I talked to them about at halftime. Was competing with some toughness. The loose ball score was in their favor. The rebound score was in their favor. They had turned us over 8 times. I thought they were more aggressive. And I thought they out-scrapped us in the first half. Now, the second half, we fought. We swung. Like we're used to seeing, from a lot of the guys in that locker room. So, I certainly don't want to take anything away from them because I like their team. I said that to the staff earlier today. I really like their young guys. And, obviously they got the 4 seniors and the big kids, a load inside and really knows how to play. I thought their 4-man was a junkyard dog. I really liked him. And then the kid Hewitt, obviously, get 19 a game in college, and then tonight he goes for 22, 8 assists, and 3 steals, and he can play. Good player. So they did some good things. But the biggest thing for us that I was looking for in the second half was to be a little bit more competitive, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit nastier.
Was Cosby started, none didn't. Was that about the last 2 days, or was that more precautionary regarding that?
No, I mean, Ken's just, trying to figure it out right now. After coming back from injury and, conditioning-wise, I like where he's at. The trainers and doctors have done a phenomenal job. But I think there's going to be a little bit of time here where timing, rhythm, flow, conditioning, long stretches of time where he plays. I mean, you just don't snap your fingers. Sometimes I think people miss the point like, hey, he's healthy, he's cleared. Well, yeah, but he hasn't played. Well, I mean, he's not the same guy yet. He will be. I anticipate him being even better because the knee's healthier. He's physically stronger. He weighs more. He's more knowledgeable. So he's got a lot of advantages from where he was last year. I think it's just a matter of time, and he'll be fine.
Do you envision a time this year when LeRon and Malcolm will be on the floor at the same time?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that for sure because Malcolm knows 2 positions and can play 3 when LeRon's at the 4.
How about LeRon's defensive footwork tonight? Did anything make an impression on you?
I'll watch it on film, but I thought he did some good things. I thought that his motor, his energy, his physicality, you never question that with him. He always has that, and it's a great asset to have. It's comforting as a coach to know he's always going to compete like that. That's just how he's hardwired.
His first jump shot, he stepped right into it. He was 18 feet away, no hesitation. You didn't get that so much last year, for example, from Malcolm early on.
Yeah.
To be that assertive with it, with that. I mean, was that something you expected?
Yeah, I mean, he's aggressive. It's one of the things we love about him. I mean, he's aggressive. He fits kind of who we are and what we're about. And he's fearless and he's tough. And there's a lot of superlatives that describe LeRon. And the great thing for us is I think he's just going to continue to get better, Steve, as he knows more and more what he's doing from an X and O standpoint. He's working really hard to learn the system. He's already gotten better. And I see he still has a little bit of a learning curve, but he's going to continue. He cares so much. He's so committed. Like, he's going to figure it out.
John, on your radio show, we caught just the tail end of what you were saying about Michael Finke. Could you just kind of repeat? Apparently you had a conversation with Michael.
Yeah. I said this downstairs, and I certainly know everyone in here has a job to do, but I think he and I kind of both got tired of everybody asking for about 2 years. I mean, wore the kid out. And, I understand that. I understand he made a couple comments that he wasn't, and I told him, I said, don't you worry about that. That's not your fault, that's mine. We didn't talk about it until yesterday. I didn't want you thinking about it. Guys, I mean, let me coach the kid a little bit. Let him get through a preseason practice. Let him play in a scrimmage and an exhibition game, This isn't like snap your fingers, make a decision. It's a little harder than that. With any kid that's a freshman, you got to give them an opportunity to be evaluated. And the great thing for him is he's played so well. He has. He's gotten better. He's taller. He's stronger. He's certainly exceeded my expectations this early. But when I make decisions like that, Tup, I always look at it, as I said on the radio, through the eyes of what's best for Illinois and our program, and at the same time, what's best for the young man. And, I think long-term for him, especially with what we've seen here early, I get really excited about, you know, when he adds strength, when he keeps working on some of the things that he's diligently working on, shooting, different things. He's working with Dustin, he's getting extra workouts, he's getting extra lifts. The kid loves the game. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And at the rate that he's going right now, I mean, you know, I think, you know, could be here earlier than later. I mean, I'm excited about that. And I told him, I said, look, we're going to do it for right now, but that's not definitive. You saw 2 years ago what happened with Karis LeVert. He was on red shirt and they pulled that a month in. You know, so we're going to continue to evaluate. Hope that he continues to get better at the rapid rate that he has. But in terms of the timing and when the conversation took place, I wanted a full evaluation all the way through the preseason. And I know some of you had asked Michael, and Michael has as much integrity as about any kid I've ever coached. So, you know, if he said this or that and didn't think that he was, he didn't think that he was. You know, we didn't talk to him yesterday. So that's not on Michael, that's on the coach.
Were you happy with the minutes you got from Colbert tonight?
Yeah, I was. I thought he did some good things. Talking about Colbert, thought he blocked a big shot there in the second half. I thought he was active on the glass. Even the foul he got in the first half, he was pursuing an offensive rebound, made a couple big free throws, thought he was alive, had great energy, and I thought he communicated well on the defensive end. So I was really encouraged and thought his 9 minutes were very productive.
Was Ahmad's game similar in your eyes to Aaron, slow in the first half and then kind of picked it up?
Yeah, Ahmad didn't play his A game tonight. Got to get a little bit better at both ends of the floor. He knows that. Ahmad's a smart guy. You know, he had some miscues there defensively. Didn't shoot it like he normally does. In the first half, I thought a lot of his passes got deflected. He was more sure with the ball in the second half. But, you know, again, he hasn't, like Kaz said, you know, those guys haven't played for a little while in a regular season game. So, yeah, he'll be fine. You know, I've seen him play enough at this point in practice. And now he's been with me for almost, you know, whatever that is, a year plus. You know, so we're very well aware of what he's capable of doing. And we haven't, you know, seen the best of Ahmad starts yet, and we will.
Jerry, you said you were worried about where your defense is going. Kind of like what I asked the players. Take time with chemistry with new guys. And
Well, to be honest with you, Jeremy, I think it's more of a mindset because we've got a lot of older guys. Certainly, as soon as you delete one, it does make a difference. You know, I don't want to downplay that. But we've got to be more committed on that end. I didn't think our commitment level on that end was very good in the first half, and I thought it was an issue last Friday. I thought the second half it was better. You know, we'll take a look at the film and see what that looks like. But you know, obviously having Nana on the bench in the first half, you know, that didn't help us on that end. And then the second half, I thought he was, you know, really good. I don't know how many blocks would he have. 4 blocks. Affected and altered some other shots, and really competed. Gave us a good presence at that end in the second half. But we need to get more out of our team and certain guys on the defensive end. We'll be challenging them to do so.
There's only 2 guys left to talk about, which is Jalen and Maverick. What did you see from them?
I thought Jalen was pushing the pace hard, trying to get guys to run with him. You know, him and Ahmad are guys that should be playing at a quicker tempo. I thought Jalen played at a little bit more consistent pace, but he's got to learn when to, you know, it's like, you know, my mom used to say when I was a kid, like if the kitchen's on fire, it was right off the back of our house there, Rob. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's on fire, and just go into the kitchen when I see it's on fire. If there's fire in the kitchen, I'm not going in there. You know, he's got to figure out, like, changing speeds from fast to slow, slow to fast. But I'd rather him go at breakneck and then really back. So I thought he did some good things in that regard. I thought he communicated well. I thought his minutes were productive, very similar to Colbert's, and we're going to need that from him. We are. You know, Morgan obviously made a field goal there. Played 4 minutes. You know, it was just a feel thing. I thought Colbert was really locked in, made some athletic plays for us, and decided to go with him there for the second and third stint at that position at the 5. But we're going to need Mav. There's no question about it. We need all those guys ready to roll.
John, what are your thoughts on the quick turnaround? Is it a good thing so you can get back out there and work on the things?
Yeah, I think so. You know, obviously tomorrow will be a big mental day. That'll be a huge mental day. And a day where we mentally and physically get our bodies back. Coach Bass and Paul Schmidt, our trainer, do a great job in these situations. Fantastic job. They're really well versed with all of it. Right now probably downstairs stretching and cold tubbing and, you know, doing all those different things that we need to do to get our bodies back for Sunday and the quick turnaround.
Is the decision to redshirt Michael a vote of confidence for Maverick and Austin?
I don't know, Jim, about that. You know, both those guys, I mean, we're going to need Mav and Austin, but those guys are very well aware of, you know, how good Michael can be, I think. You know, they're aware of that. I mean, obviously, he's practiced against him now for about 5 or 6 weeks, played a scrimmage in an exhibition game, and Michael has some gifts, and we're going to continue to work hard to accentuate those. You'd have to ask them that. I don't know. We need all those guys to play well. You know, our room for error is not like that. That's what I told them downstairs. We need everybody to be an NBA All-Star in their role. Tonight, we didn't have that. Some guys were. Some guys weren't. And I think part of it is just a couple guys mentally need to understand that you've got to bring it every day. That every day matters. Hopefully a couple of those guys learn that.
Is that surprising? I mean, just given it's a season opener, why would, you know, there'd be...
A couple guys have been rocking and rolling here lately in a couple of scrimmages and exhibition games, and if you read your press clippings, not that you guys would write any of those, you might start to absorb a little bit too much of that, and then all of a sudden you know, not as dialed in as you need to be. You know, we needed some guys got humble a little bit. That's good. It's good for them. Good for them.
Very few turnovers, that was one plus, but the rebounding was not up to...
No question, hasn't been up to snuff back-to-back weekends. At some point, that'll cost us. I told that in the locker room.
Turnovers were pretty well
Yeah.
down.
So again, I've told you guys, I gave the Mark Twain quote again. I said, some people learn by listening, some people learn by seeing, and some people learn by peeing on an electric fence. So you can choose to listen, see, or you guys can pee on the electric fence. You know, but we got to figure that out. You're right. You know, that's back-to-back weekends where, you know, we've gotten beat up pretty good on the glass.
Anything else here for Coach?
Thank you.